Well, by now you've probably seen Mariah Carey's cringe-worthy New Year's Eve performance. Well, now her team is amping up their claims that she was set up to fail, all for the sake of a viral moment. But is it true? This is what Mariah Carey is hoping will be forgotten. Her already infamous performance on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. That sparked a massive fight with claims of sabotage and counterclaims of defamatory statements.
But it is what it is.
You've probably heard the conflicting accounts of what went down during the live show. Carey's team has accused Dick Clark Productions of providing her with a faulty audio setup and no teleprompter to provide lyrics and stage cues, with some sources saying it was done intentionally to score bigger ratings. The company has slammed back at those accusations as, quote, absurd and defamatory. Other reports say Carey skipped her rehearsal, but now her team is speaking, quote, candidly with Entertainment Weekly to share what really happened, at least according to them. Her manager says the singer was at rehearsal, and already then her earpiece wasn't working properly. Apparently, Carey was repeatedly assured the audio issue would be fixed by showtime, but it wasn't. Carey pulled the earpiece out, hoping to hear the music naturally, but Times Square was too loud. The singer's manager says they asked producers to cut the performance from the show's delayed West Coast feed, but they refused, which is where the accusation of sabotage for ratings stems from. In their statement, Dick Clark Productions does acknowledge that there was a technical problem on their end, but says, quote, an initial investigation has indicated that we had no involvement in the challenges associated with Miss Carey's New Year's Eve performance.
That was...
Meanwhile, J-Lo had a much better New Year's Eve than Mimi. In case you can't tell, this is video of Jennifer Lopez dancing away at Drake's personal table during the Six Gods New Year's Eve concert in Vegas. The video surfaced after Lopez canceled her own New Year's Eve concert in Miami for, quote, personal and family time, which apparently really means Drake time. And the next day, the duo was spotted by TMZ at the MGM Grand. Plus, eagle-eyed fans have spotted J-Lo wearing Drake's gold chain. Definitive proof this romance is the real deal rather than a publicity stunt? Not quite, but we're getting closer. Meanwhile, J-Lo's former love, Ben Affleck, has some news of his own. That standalone Batman movie he's set to write, direct, and star in? Yeah, it's not as set in stone as we've been led to believe. Affleck revealed to the Guardian newspaper that, quote, it's not a set thing, there's no script. If it doesn't come together in a way I think is really great, I'm not going to do it. This comes after reports Affleck had already finished the script himself. But remember, his appearances as a Caped Crusader were in two of the most poorly reviewed blockbusters of last year, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Suicide Squad. She's ruling the box office as a rebel in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. But Felicity Jones tackles a very different role in A Monster Calls, an exploration of loss and grief as it tells the story of a son dealing with the inevitable death of his terminally ill mother. We caught up with Jones at the film's Toronto International Film Festival premiere, where she told us why she decided to take on such a tough role.
It was immediately after reading the script, it was so unusual, it was so sensitively written, and I love the elements of fantasy. There's a huge giant tree talking, which I just thought was great.
And just recently, TK caught up with Jones's castmates in New York, including that giant talking tree, aka Mr. Liam Neeson.
I'd never done motion capture before, so I have to admit certainly the first day and a half was quite strange because you're in a one-piece kind of tight-fitting garment.
Spandex.
Not quite spandex, and certainly not sexy as spandex, but the final product was very, very powerful, I thought.
But you will make it through.
And as always, get your entertainment news first here in the morning and anytime on Twitter @NCity.